Hello, everybody. This is Jacob from Wager Me This. I'm on my way home from work. Gotta love work. I just thought I'd talk to y'all a little bit. And how y'all doing? I got me a Red Bull, so I'm gonna try to get my wings. So I've been, hello everybody, drive safely. Driving safe for me is always a coin flip. Whether I'm talking on YouTube or paying attention to the road, it's pretty well documented I'm not the best driver in the world. So I wouldn't really worry about it. I look at it like this: buy a lot of life insurance. But anyway, so how's everybody been doing today? It's Good Friday and stuff for everybody that's into Good Friday. No, I am headed home, Mr. Rob. Headed home from work. But yeah, happy Good Friday to everybody that does the Good Friday thing. What yeah, Friday's always good. That's right. My days don't really matter like that, but I understand Friday's always good because my shift is so weird that my days are all kind of the same. So unless there's something very specific on a certain day, it's all kind of the same to me. But again, has anybody played any craps today? I watched some videos today. I try to catch up when I'm at work. That's what I do at work. And it's not like all my job. Like I do other stuff at work too, like my job. But a lot of times at work, I catch up on people's stuff. I catch up on people's videos. I catch up on comments. I try to answer all the comments if they're posing any kind of question or a statement like that. If they're not, I usually won't respond. But if they do pose a question or something, I always try to respond. So. But anyway, it's for sure, for real, like real thing, I'm moving to Colorado in June. So in June, I will live in Colorado. Hell yeah, that's awesome. So I'll live in Colorado in June. The table limits are going to be able to be set by the casinos May 1st. So a lot of casinos are going to go to bigger table limits to draw in the bigger players. So it's going to make Colorado kind of a hotbed for gambling. It's going to be really cool. It's a unique little spot. And there's casinos there that let you film, so that's a big deal. I haven't been able to find any around here. I thought I was going to get some legislature to pass, but I don't think it's ever going to pass before I leave. So that's Arkansas is kind of over with for me. I got some big plans for being able to film. You know, my grandfather lives in North Dakota. He lives in Deadwood. So it runs in the blood. He's been involved in casinos his whole life. But yeah, so gonna be able to get Yeah, Deadwood is South Dakota. I guess I thought that said South Dakota. And then you wrote North Dakota. My bad. Yeah, I've only played there one time a couple years ago. And she actually works there, so. Yeah, so that's going to be cool. Like I said, guys, I have some pretty seriously big plans. I'm going to keep them quiet. I'm not going to tell anybody about them because I'll be honest, guys, every time I do something or say something, someone rips me off, and I want to keep these ones quiet. So you're just going to have to see what happens. So. But it's going to be fun. My book is being written. I have somewhere between 18 and 19,000 words. I'm moving to Colorado in June. Yeah, I have between 18 and 19,000 words. I got to get it edited. So I'm going to kind of arrange it and send it to a couple people in the Craps Nation group that wanted to edit for me. They offered to do it for me, so I'm going to take them up on that offer for sure. And so they'll get like an advanced email copy, but because, you know, obviously after the editing process, there's going to be some touch-up stuff, maybe add or subtract things and all that. So, but my plan is to once I get to Colorado to publish. So that'll be cool. That's a big deal for me. But guys, I'm going to do it. It's going to be totally user-friendly book. Big writing. I'm going to have pull-out things that, like on the little separated, so you can pull out little charts. A lot of color pictures in it, color descriptions. I want a lot of illustration. I honestly don't care how many words get put per page because I want it to be very user-friendly. And that's why. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice like how-to book. Is, you know, with that harder paper, that shiny, you know, harder cardstock type paper. I want it to be a very quality book, and also obviously I want to we're moving to Denver. My parents live in Denver, so that's where I'm moving. We're going to live in Southwest Denver at first, and then we'll probably move to Northwest Denver after we all find a house and we buy a house together. So that's kind of the plan there. But it's gonna be a good deal. Like I said, I got some big stuff in the works for that. It's gonna be fun. It'll be fun. You guys will see. But yeah, back to the book. So sometime in July, hopefully, I'll actually have hard copies of it, copies that, you know, are available. And what I'm thinking is I'm just going to sell them through my website because I have that, so I might as well do it that way and not worry about someone else doing it. And that way I don't have to sell them for someone else's markup. Because I hate how stuff gets marked. It bothers me. It's one of the things, that's why I wanted to make all my merchandise, but it was just too hard. We weren't very good at it. So that's why I had to end up going through Teespring. But and on Teespring, you choose your markup. You choose it. So that is one cool thing about the Teespring website is you actually choose how much you want it to be. I mean, they have a base amount it has to be, but you actually choose, so it's pretty cool. That is awesome. You'll have to remind me, but you for sure got it. So now I'm gonna have to have the copies numbered. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll have the first 100 numbered or something. 7 and 11. I love that. But yeah, it's for sure. It's pretty. It's basically it's a broad outlook on my overall craps philosophy with a bunch of directed, specific chapters in it. So a broad outlook on everything I do, and then it has a bunch of specific breakdowns of very specific things I do, which a lot of you guys already know and understand, but I break it down in words and with the math and why I do it and everything. So, and I'm going to have illustrations, like I said, so it'll be as user-friendly as I can make a book. You guys, I promise you're going to have to remind me of this. Okay. Yeah, I got to get it set up. Guys, I don't even have books yet. You got to wait. But you just remind me. I won't forget as long as you remind me. It's pretty slick, right? But so that's a big part of Big Plans, but that's not, everyone already knew that was happening. But guys, yeah, I've wrote at least 5 of my chapters more than 3 times. So I wrote them, written them, and then didn't like it, rewritten it. Didn't like it, rewritten it. Didn't like it, rewritten it. Because some of the concepts and stuff I use are obscure, like they're not traditional, and so for me to describe them so everyone can understand what I'm saying, I was being too short. I mean, yeah, I'll sign the books. I don't know what that means. The only signatures my signature's ever done for me is got me into prison and got me out of prison. Yeah, Heather will help me with all of it too. But Yo Girl Craps wants to help me, and I guess she does this on the side. This is like one of her side hustles, is to edit books, so that's really cool. And Craps Down Under, I'm gonna have him, because he's a math guy. He's like a college educated mathematician guy, so he's gonna help me with the math part of it for sure, make sure I didn't make no boo-boos. But I'll definitely tell those guys that they can't have those 2 or 3 books. I'm glad, one of the things I've noticed is that Charlie is getting more, appreciate it, Donald, but Charlie from Drunk Guy Explains is getting more into the craps community, like with the other YouTube craps guys, and more involved with them. That's really cool. I'm glad he is, because man, he has a lot to share. He has a lot of good stuff going on. Yeah, so it's gonna be cool. Colorado's gonna be cool. It's definitely gonna change some things as far as how my channel is gonna operate. I'll still be making the normal videos and stuff, but there will definitely be some live videos happening pretty regularly. Yeah, that's my issue with it, and I've mentioned that before, that, I mean, what he preaches is A+. It's A1, top of the line strategy. Problem is you have to be there forever to run into those situations. And I mean, obviously you can adjust it to your bankroll size. You know, you don't got to go to the 4th. So to the AZ challenge, guys, on that AZ challenge, I think that wasn't a big 2. That was a call out thing. AZ So Duracell, it was Duracell, wanted me and AZ to play. And if you haven't seen it, so this AZ challenge, if you haven't seen it, you can watch it and you can make your own but it was cool. It was really fun, and I love AZ to death. He's awesome. But as far as yeah, sorry, you shouldn't do it no more. There's this one bad spot. It should be over with. But yeah, so AZ in the video, guys, and I'll break down what happened. In my opinion, is I was steady Eddie. I played the way I play. I didn't deviate none. I did exactly what I always do, and I was just winning, just win, consistently win. I ended up 1,300, I think, for the show. And he ended up like 3,500, but he had like a $400 9 bet. This was when I was kicking his butt. He had to put all these bets out there at the last shooter, and he just happened to hit them all. I mean, but as far as I'm not gonna say he got lucky, but he kind of got lucky, because if a 7 rolls, he would have been that 0. So I mean, again, it was great and it was really fun, and I loved it. I had a really good time. So thank you, Duracell. That was cool that you sorry guys, I don't know Oculus Run where he just hits everything at the end. Well, it's cool. I mean, obviously I could have played the same numbers, so I mean, Sleepy, how are you, buddy? Larry? So my brother, he wants me to talk about the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I think the Gonzaga Bulldogs are going to win the national title. I think they're the most complete team, and their offense is too efficient. I don't think there's a team that can stop them. So good, Sleepy. But again, betting the point spreads, I don't know if they're going to cover those spreads or not. So I'm not saying that. I just think they're going to win. So, and the only bet that I told anyone to bet for March Madness was to take all the number 1 seeds on the money line. I know it's terrible money line, but you're not going to lose. I would bet Gonzaga to win it, and I'd bet Gonzaga on the money line twice. I'm not going to bet it, but if I was going to, that's how I would bet it. And you're not going to get good odds, but it's a winner, so. No, I don't know what's going on with reception through here, but I'm not getting good reception today. Yep. Guys, that's one thing about the 6 and 8. Bogies is telling a true story there. You got to think of the 6 and 8 as separate bets, because they are separate bets. They're separate in the way they win. So you got to think of them a little as separate. So I know a lot of people play them as one, as you're saying, okay, I get 10 ways to win versus 6 ways. But it's really not that. It's really more like 10 to 12. If you understand what I'm saying. So think about them as singular bets, and it makes more sense. That's the dumb bumps. But yeah, so again, Baseball started, so I'm getting some data built up. Obviously, anything database isn't going to work after game one, or it'll take at least probably 15 games before I have any kind of data, and then we'll go from there. Cool. So one of the tricks on the 110 is also because you're playing a $110 dome, what you can do is, it's not a terrible idea to hedge that come out and then just don't play 110. Of course I will, Sleepy. I'll give you how I'm going to do it. I'll show you how I'm going to come up with the numbers. So what I'm going to do, Sleepy, is I'm sure you know what K rate is. So there's K rate for offense and there's K rate for pitchers. So that K rate correlates to each other. So, for example, if the K rate for a pitcher is 11, okay, so pitcher's K rate's 11, that means they're going to average striking out 11 guys per game. All right. Well, there's only 27 outs per game. So if you strike out 11 of them, that only leaves 16 guys that did something. And so if that team averages striking out, let's say 12 times, that's a +1 on your K rate. You know, a bad team strikes out higher, the team will strike out lower. So this is all stuff you can find on ESPN. K rate, it's easy to find. And so then you can go look at average number of runs per out, which would be like 0.2 or something like that, 0.3. So if you have a K rate advantage either way, of whether it's the offensive advantage or the defensive advantage, yeah, I like him. I like that guy. Offense advantage or defense advantage, you just calculate, okay, so if it's, you're ending up getting an extra run because the K rate says that, then you bet that, because a lot of times in baseball it's going to be +1.5 or -1.5. So let's say the K rate says it's a 0.2 difference and you're getting +1.5. That's probably a good bet. And you can always just use money lines the same way. But so that's one of the angles I'm going to play is K rate versus K rate. And then the other one is hits, doubles, home runs, the top 15. If a team is top 15 in all three, versus that wins a lot of times. Yeah, it does. But so hits, doubles, home runs. If both teams are in the top 15 in that, then bet the over. It's that simple. If both teams are in the top 15 and hits, doubles, and home runs, bet the over. Very simple. Why? Because that's how you score runs, with hits, doubles, and home runs. So if you so far I've watched a bunch of his stuff. I think it's called Bender Wins Again, isn't it? But yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. He's not full of shit on it, that's for sure. He doesn't like try to sell you on a bunch of stuff. I mean, he could be. There's people that are better than me for sure. But when it comes to the NFL, I'm okay. I do okay in the NFL, that's for sure. Yeah, he's no Vegas Dave, right? Guys, please do not give money to Vegas Dave. Please do not give your money to Vegas Dave. Vegas Dave is a con artist. Do not do that. You heard it from me. I'm putting my name behind what I just said. Vegas Dave is a con artist, so don't pay for his picks, and they're ridiculously priced anyway. Hey, there's that guy right there. I was preaching your name earlier, Mr. Charlie. I was talking all kinds of good stuff about you. $25, $600 bankroll. I would play the don't. That's only 30 bets. Wait, 600 times 4. No, it's only 24 bets, right? I would stay on the don't side. I'd be afraid to get away from the don't side with $25 table, only $600. To play anything light side, you're investing too much to to play anything on the light side, you're in at least a quarter. So I probably would start with a most likely 25 on the don't, try to ladder it up kind of, eventually hopefully work my way to $100 don'ts, and then I might consider betting something else. For sure. But I definitely would start on the $25 don't. Obviously, if you get the 4 or 10, I'm going to attack on the 4 or 10. But if you get the 4 or 10, like let's say, okay, so 25, 3, 4, 5, you're looking at 150 in odds. So that's 175. I would probably play it like the come bet strategy, the don't come bet strategy then, if I got the 4 or 10. So I would run two $25 come bets through, trying to catch the 7 right there. If not, then at least I have some play out there. But that's why I'd play $25 bets. I'll tell you what, Taro, when I get it, I'll go live and I'll make it. I'll make the video and show you what I mean. I've actually made plenty of videos on it a long time ago, but they're a little older. Yeah, I'll only lose to one at a time, that's right. But I definitely would be looking for that 4 and 10 to really attack on. Every other one, I wouldn't be so aggressive to attack. When you only have $600, so at $25 a pop, that sucks, Larry. Is that your only bad day on it, or what? Have you had other bad days? I don't know what just happened there. You can only win if you're shooting. What is it? You can't shoot, you can't win, right? I actually proved that on some videos yesterday, Charlie. I shot my illustrious 4 SOR from my hardway set. I can roll 4 times 4 or 7, and I just racked up chips because I trusted that I was going to suck. Yeah, secret betting strategy. Man, I defended him a lot. I did. I defended him a lot. But man, I can't do it no more. He's just too abrasive towards strategy players, man. It's too abrasive. I can't do it no more. We had Charlie the 4-4 or the 4-2 hardway set when I thought I was going to be a dice controller and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. Well, after thousands of rolls, I figured out that I'm really only going to roll between 4 and 5 rolls on average before a 7, which is worse than just throwing them down the table. And so I just played that way. Hello, Alan. I just don't like the idea that he bashes specific strategies, and it's not, he does all of them, but he bashes specific ones. It's like, whoa, man, hold on now. I don't care that he's teaching dice control. There's lots of people that teach dice control. It's not new. You know, that's fine, do your thing, but you don't have to rag on someone else. What are you doing? You know, it's like, are you that insecure? But you know, and I have his phone number, so like I've talked to him a lot on the phone, and I've called him a couple times when he says something really shitty about strategy players, and I'll call him, and he always tells me, well, I wasn't talking about you. And I'm thinking, oh man, you know, it's just like, really, dude? But anyway, yeah, so guys, the reason I wanted to show that the sucking at dice control video is because for you guys that have put a lot of effort into dice control and it's not working, don't look at it that way. Look at it like it is working. I was really just talking about craps, and OKD came up. Yeah, he was bashing you a little bit, and I told him about that too. I said, man, why are you on him? I said, he's a winner. I said, what he does, he's not hurting you none. What's he doing? What are you doing? But so what I want to say is that on that, okay, if you've practiced dice control a lot, and guys, you have to log your rolls. You have to know. Okay, so I have logbook after logbook of rolls. And I found out that when I shoot the 4-2, I suck. You know, I'm 4 to 5 rolls, and I proved it on a couple videos there. I shot a bunch of shots, and there was a few long rolls, a few really short rolls, but most of them landed 4, 5, 6 right in there, like they always do. So just play that way. Just play for that. You know, it's very simple. So if you've put the time and effort into trying to become a dice controller and it's failing you, don't look at it that way. Look at it like it isn't failing you. Like you've just gained information. You've got the information now that, hey, I can only stay up for this many rolls. And after this many rolls, I need to play for the 7. You know, all this switching to new sets, changing your grip and all that's great. But if you got the baseline of it and you know what happens consistently, why not bet that? What's wrong with betting that? I mean, I proved on video that it works. So, and that's with my own personal information. So I just know a lot of people invest a lot of time into it and a lot of effort, and they usually come up short because it's ridiculously difficult. But instead of taking it as a waste of time, just use it. And that's the way I look at it. I don't actually ever play that way at the casino, though. I don't go there. one of my problems I've been running into lately is getting stick left one or even stick right one. I haven't. So that's one of my issues lately. I've been ended up on inside hooks and stuff, and from there, there's no real way for me to play without just playing math. You know, I can just play the math game. And so I haven't been getting the spots I want on the table. I haven't been trying either, though. You know, we've been going for fun trips lately. But still, I mean, you know, if that's where you need to be, don't try to be a dice controller for somewhere you can't do it from. Don't do that. If you've only ever practiced from 7.5 feet, you better get the spot that's 7.5 feet away. Don't go to the 9 foot or at the end of the table, however that is, whatever kind of table you're at, and then keep trying it. It's not going to work. Yeah, I mean, other than that, guys, I don't. You can randomly roll them all day long. You can win plenty of money just chunking them down there. It's not a necessary part of the game. Even though I know it's preached like it is, and not only from one individual. Guys, in my opinion, it is not. You can win without it. They are very different. That is very true. Very different. One of my favorite toss at the end of the table, I don't hardly ever play for the end of the table, but one of my favorite tosses from the end of the table, I actually saw in a Bone Thrower video where he wraps them around the other end. He just rips them around and they wrap around. It's a really fun shot. Man, but it'll blow chips all over the place. It hits the dealer stacks over there. It's great. It makes a mess. But it's one of the funnest shots on the table, I think. They don't like it when you do it, though. You got to be real accurate. You got to hit right in the corner, because if you don't, you're going to hit the mirrors and all that. But they get a kick out of it until you start blowing their chips everywhere. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the longest recorded roll, though. I mean, you know, guys, I imagine that some of those pro dice controllers, they've had rolls like that. It may be at home, but it's on real tables or whatever, you know. They've done it before, I would say. That's a ridiculous roll. It's like 154 rolls or something. That is ridiculous. But I'm saying, as many shots as those guys have shot, they've had similar rolls. It's just never been at the casino. But I definitely, you know, the thing with that roll, that is so amazing to have a roll like that. Like, you know, it's really rare to see 30-shot rolls. That don't happen all the time. Think about that. That is 4 times as long as a 30-shot roll. That's craziness. I'm at my house, guys. I'll go live in not too long. It'll be a little while because I'm going to eat dinner and stuff with my family. But after that, I'll be going live, and I'll see y'all then. Or tomorrow or whenever. But thank you guys for riding home with me. Y'all have a great day.